Today we're talking about starting and building a company.
How many startups fail?
This is timely for me because I'm launching a clothing line.
And we're going to talk about how you went from idea to execution.
We're going to bust some myths about starting a company. Does it have to be a vertical SaaS startup?
Do you even need an idea to be part of a founding team?
Do you have to have a co-founder?
Why is it so prevalent in Silicon Valley and not elsewhere?
Everything and more you need to know about startups and entrepreneurship
On this week's episode of Demoted. Demoted. I'm in no mood today, Moterheads.
What do you mean? That guy said, Ross, I love your work on the street. And you were like, we're going to have a good day.
I know. And then he looked up and he's like, wait, and I love yours too.
That's the best. It always happens to one of us. If it's a woman, you get gypped.
Yeah.
If it's a guy, no chance they know me.
Yeah. Well,
or they think we're married. And then Becca was there.
And then he's
like, Becca, do you have a profile? Can I follow you?
Do you have an account as well? She's like, no, I just filmed them. He's like, oh, you're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
What a nice guy.
What a nice guy. Great start to the day.
Yep.
How have you been outside of that one interaction that I saw you smile for once in the past year?
I'm still recovering from being sick during New Year's and all that.
Well, your wife brought one of the best remedies on the market. Actually, she brought us 3 oranges.
Yeah, 3 delicious oranges. Yeah.
3 delicious cuties, which Ross and I are 2 monsters. So we required Becca to peel them for us.
Yes. Yes.
And she did. And she was like, this should make you feel better real quick.
And she peels it in one peel.
Yeah.
Like it comes
crazy.
off as one rind.
I was like, I don't think you understand how much synthetic shit I put in my body.
Yeah.
You think this orange is going to burn into acid the second it hits my throat. It
tasted natural, which was strange.
It was strange. I didn't taste it, obviously, because I only can taste like high fructose corn syrup.
Right.
And sriracha.
Right. And you just swallow. You didn't even chew it.
No, it just flew down. I didn't know how to eat it. I've never eaten an orange.
You just swallow. Yeah. you just swallowed the orange whole, which is fine. But hello, Moterheads. Welcome back to another dish. It's great to see all of you.
We have an exciting week coming up. We're actually traveling together. I'm going to see way too much of Ross
tomorrow morning. We're getting on a flight together. We're going to Washington, D.C., our nation's capital.
We are going to a sales kickoff for this government defense company.
Yeah, they're like an IT services. Like they sell entirely to the U.S. Department of Defense.
And they have previously had all veterans and like UFC fighters speak.
Yeah.
And now they're bringing us 2 idiots up on stage.
They wanted 2 alphas.
Yeah.
You know, who had seen combat.
I think I'm going to be the only woman in the room, but
very possible.
I can't wait. We'll do a recap episode. We're actually making that an episode. So you'll get to
hear how that goes. We either crash and burn or we don't.
We're talking about building a company today, and a request we got from a Moterhead, a write-in. Would love to hear more on your own stories from going from corporate to running your own business and now being creators. Would love to hear from more creators. Loving the pod. You guys are hilarious.
And I think they also added, do you need to be insane to start a company? Or at least does being insane help?
Yeah.
And the answer is probably a little.
Definitely. I always say I was delusional to start Corp, Natalie. Like and I still have such delusional confidence. I think I'm perfect, which not many women do.
That's why I'm here for you.
Yep.
To make sure you no longer think that.
Keep me grounded.
Yes.
Right? If I would just float up to the ceiling.
You would.
My head is so big, I'd be gone.
That's why I take a little pin and I just poke it.
Yeah. But like, it's so great. I love my toxic, delusional confidence.
It does help when starting a company. But of course, like, I think it's the same thing with athletes. Does every basketball player think they're LeBron James? Rationally, no. But does every basketball player think they're the best basketball player in the world? Yes, they do. That's why you see these athletes who like act like they're the kings of the world. If you believe that, you will live up to your potential. If you don't believe that, you're going to be holding yourself back in some way.
And the reason this is so timely is because I am about to launch my workwear line. I partnered with 12th Tribe, a company that I've worked with in the past. They actually are known for kind of festival wear, bachelorette wear, really fun stuff. I don't know if you have ever heard of this company, but they started as like the go-to spot for sororities and festival wear. And now they're branching out into workwear. And they reached out, we partnered. I was like, I want to get into the fashion space so badly.
You did.
And they had a desire to do this. And I was like, I think there is such a gap between what you should wear in the office and what's offered on these websites. You go to Aritzia and it's like a mini skirt and a tight blazer. It's cute stuff, but it's not, I think, traditional workwear that you would feel comfortable in going into your office. Right. And so that's kind of the gap that I'm trying to bridge, but also still looking cute and feminine and being able to go to happy hour after and feel a little sexy.
I love that. You said 12 Tribe?
12th Tribe, yes.
12th.
12th, 12th. 12th Tribe.
12th Tribe. I was like, I've heard of a tribe called Quest.
Okay.
But I don't.
12th tribe.
Not the 11th one, but the 12th tribe.
Yes, exactly. And actually that was founded, Demi, the founder, went to 11 different countries, like looking kind of on this soul searching quest to figure out like about workwear, figure out what she wanted to do with her life, and then built this as the 12th tribe, she says, for like the clothing line.
Got it. Well, first of all, congratulations on everybody, all the Moterheads out there. If you have a work wife, which we don't say anymore. We can't say that.
We can't say work wife. If you
have a real wife.
If you're a woman.
Yeah.
Or if you identify as a woman, or if you have a work wife, or if you have a partner who you want to buy stuff for, check out my clothing line. We'll link it in the episode description.
Is there like a name for the line? Is it like Natalie's Timeless Collection?
No, we're calling it kind of a capsule wardrobe. I'm actually wearing, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing the trousers and one of the shirts we're offering and a belt. We're calling it a capsule wardrobe because it's kind of your one-stop shop for everything you need to dress for multiple days in the office. And you can mix and match pieces. They're kind of like brown, black, cream, you know me.
Yeah.
Gray. I don't like
the staples.
The staples.
Yeah.
I like, there's like a tan trench coat that you can wear year round. And I'm super excited about it. It's been like a year in the making.
I see on your thing is, where'd you get that trench?
Link it.
Nobody ever asks where I got my trench.
No one's asking you about your trench, and that's okay.
It's upsetting.
That's okay.
And I'm doing the best I can. Okay. We're talking about building companies here. And so I want to, first of all, everyone should go check it out. But like, let's kind of go back to the beginning. Like, you've wanted to do this for a while. You said it's been the last year, but I feel like you've been talking about doing it for longer than that. And you needed to find like a design partner. Yeah. And we'll go into some stats really quickly though. I'm going to just give you guys a stat.
No, give us some stats. And let's also talk about how we're in Silicon Valley and the thought of like starting a company. This is obviously in collaboration, my example, but Ross and I have started different companies, and being in Silicon Valley, it's like all of our friends and family and the people around us out of GSB, out of like my high school friends, everyone's starting a company. And I feel like that phenomenon is very unique to where we are here.
Yes.
And so we want to kind of communicate some stats about startups to the Moterheads to like
and
talk about it generally.
It does almost feel like saying you're a DJ, like being a founder.
Being a founder.
I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
Are you getting flown to Ibiza to perform?
Or do you just like
use an aux cord?
It's kind of like when my grandpa's like, "Oh, sweetheart, do you make money?"
Yeah.
You know, because you assume they're just like roughing it, but a lot of founders do really well and can raise money quite easily. Give me a stat.
I'll give you a stat. The average age of a tech founder is 45 years old.
Which I was shocked, because all of my friends are like 27-year-olds who raised $1 million and decided to whiteboard it without an idea. Right.
Well, we talked about this in our outline sesh. Like, it almost seems, I see why part of it is, they've worked in a field for a while. They've identified some problems. They feel a little more confidence that they know the space. But we were saying it's like when you're younger, take a risk.
Take a risk when you're in your 20s and you don't have 6 kids and a mortgage.
Yes. 90% of startups fail.
Which is not surprising.
No, it's not surprising.
A startup starts as a dream, right?
Right. And a lot of people think they know more than they know. They think the world wants something and it turns out it doesn't. So much of being successful is this thing called PMF, product market fit. Mm-hmm. Does the world actually want this?
Yes. And
a lot of people confuse that because right off the bat, let's just say you're that 45-year-old founder, you've worked with a bunch of companies and you've identified this problem, and you go out to these people you've worked with in the past and they're like, yeah, it's a good idea. I'll use it. But they're friends, right? It's like when the rest of the world kind of buys in. That's when you've got product market fit. And a lot of people confuse the two.
When you're outside of your mom being like, I would totally buy that, sweetheart.
Yeah, exactly.
A good segue into the number one reason why startups fail is due to misreading market demand. 42% of cases. Startup Garage, a class you take at GSB, did you take that?
I didn't take it, but I know it very well.
Is all about assessing the market demand, right? And doing the interviews to try to figure out if it's the research.
Talking to people.
And that's what no one wants to do. You're like, I can solve a problem.
Well, the second reason that startups fail is they run out of funding. They run out of money. And, I think there's this fallacy, and you're starting to see less of it now, is that this idea that you need to raise venture capital. People think that you raise money from venture capital and it's like, oh, you've won. You've done it. But it's really just beginning. And now you have these new overlords. Now you have a boss. Now you're the CEO of this company, but now you got to answer to these other people who are like, make my investment worth it. And that's a terrifying thing. And that's a lot of pressure. And especially what we've seen over the last 15, 20 years in the Silicon Valley, it's like grow, 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 grow. We'll give you more money. You just got to keep growing, grow at all costs. And it's extreme pressure. And so I think the other thing is you don't have to make a software startup.
right?
You don't have to make some $1 billion company. Like that's not the end all be all.
Vertical SaaS.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a SaaS company. It really doesn't. And there's a lot of ways people make their side hustles. You know, it could be that bohemian bead company that you started a long
in college, identified a market need, and boy, was it a need.
Everyone was like, where are these bohemian beads and how do I
need
get
a choker. I need a choker now.
Yeah. And who provided?
You could flip a laundromat.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that like a big like TikTok financial hack?
Yeah. There's a lot of people who want these cash businesses, starting getting a car wash or something. We joke about wanting to buy a parking garage. Yeah. In San Francisco. We're like, how much is concrete? I was like looking up how much concrete is. It's not that expensive.
No.
It's not that expensive. But then there's permitting and finding places to build it and being allowed to build it. And there's all these other things.
And there's also something to be said for like joining early in a company or being the third guy to join a team. My roommate and I have a virtual assistant business, Expand VA. And I think just from Ross and I, in my perspective, Corp Capital is not a SaaS company.
It's not a SaaS company. No, it's an investment company. But I was the third employee of a startup.
Yes.
As well.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
So maybe you can give your personal experience before I talk about Expand.
Yeah. I mean, my experience, I joined a company called NeuroTrainer. It was founded by a chief scientist, the product guy, and then a basically marketing ops guy. And I was the third person to come in. I was essentially there to run sales. Like they had built this product, and the whole concept of NeuroTrainer is think about the gym for your physical body, right? But then what's the gym for your mind, for your brain? And how do you assess people that, in particular, we were looking at athletes. You know, if two equal athletes go head to head against each other, why does one win? Is their peripheral vision better? Is their reaction time better? Is their multitasking ability better? And so we were trying to build this product that would let, D1 athletes, elite athletes, professional, we were working with a lot of pro teams, high-end kind of high schools and so forth. But a lot of what we were still doing was product iteration. So much of the research you were talking about with Startup Garage or what they teach at Haas, which is Lean Launchpad, is just interviewing, feedback, feedback, and then trying to sell these pilots. And hey, if we do deliver, then we'll expand this way. And it was a lot of just like, you're doing a little bit of everything at all times.
Yeah. How'd you feel as a third person? Because sometimes it's like you have to be willing to do everything.
Yeah.
From like refilling the office Fruit Loop thing.
Oh yeah, I was going to the post office all the time just to mail out little headsets.
Totally.
Like
it's like no task is too low.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are like, oh, I want to do a startup or join a startup or like I want to found a company, which is maybe the wrong thing to say, but you don't have an idea,
right?
Which is okay, and you can still be the co-founder of a company that way, but. This guy wants to join Expand VA. He's super excited about it. We interviewed him initially to be a virtual assistant. He's like, I just want to get involved. Now we're bringing him on like almost full time to help with running all of operations, making the processes better, all of this. And he's already talking about like basically being a third founder and being like, how can I get equity? How can my comp be like variable based on clients signed? Yeah. And you have a little more leverage there as that third person, and you didn't have to think of the idea.
No, you did. And I think a lot of times that is the better way to do it, is find an idea you identify with. Like for me, NeuroTrainer hit the sports, obviously like big time athlete, video games. It was basically a video game for athletes to train their mind.
Yeah.
And then sales, like the 3 pillars of my life. And I was like, of course.
I love this.
And NeuroTrainer's, still around doing its thing. Is it a $1 billion company? No, but like there's a lot of sports teams and a lot of, different folks that use it. There's a lot of different use cases now. The Air Force is using it to train pilots and so forth. But like,
wow.
It is nice to come in later and also know that you have an expertise. Like the 3 of us, we were going to trade shows in Indianapolis.
Yeah, of course.
We were going to New Orleans, but it was just like the 3 of us, and we were just like figuring it out. And I think that's the other piece of starting a company. Everyone's like, oh, you need all this knowledge. You need to like understand. So much of it is common sense.
Yep.
People need a product. Well, what do? You got to build it. How do we build it? Well, I either hire someone to build it or I build it myself. How do I market it? Well, there's social media. I could like send emails, and it's like people are like, no, that's probably not the right way. No, it is the right way. Mm-hmm. Like the common sense things are the right way. It's like, and then building systems around those things and trying to figure out how to optimize and like streamline and make them as efficient as possible. Like a lot of times I think there's this shroud of like, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But you could do it, and you may fail. Again, 90% do fail, but it's not like you need some crazy, academic, you don't need a degree.
No.
You don't need X or Y. You just need like the drive and willingness to try and problem solve.
Yes. And like the whole financial risk too of like quitting your job and starting something. One of the companies I advise for is called Aurora Prep. It's like a prep tool built to give real-time feedback to, currently the market is people applying for consulting jobs and doing those case interviews. And like just the whole case interview process is you read this giant textbook, and it's like, no one wants to read a textbook anymore. How can we get this real-time feedback? And the founder of the company has a full-time job at PwC, a consulting firm, is doing night business school at Northwestern and does this startup, which I'm not advising you do that. Your mental health will absolutely crumble, but like, you don't have to make this drastic leap of, I'm going to now be financially on the rocks. I'm going to do a startup. Like I need to just eat ramen. Like it can be this added thing in your routine and start kind of identifying that problem in your off hours.
I mean, that's what our creative careers were. They were a side thing. They were a side thing. Like we did them for fun. They were exciting. There was something to look forward to work on the side. Like, was it more work? Yeah. But I think like we were passionate, still are, but like we're passionate about it. So we're excited to do it, get our real work done, our full-time job, and then go work on this thing. And, whether you're building, a prep type tool, like it doesn't all have to happen overnight. It can happen at whatever scale and speed you want it to. He could have easily been like, I'm going to go to VCs. Hey, I'm a consultant. Here's the problem I've identified. I've talked to all these other consultants who would say, yeah, I would have loved to have this when I was there. Now give me money. And this is what I'm going to focus on.
Yep.
Or he could do it the way that he's doing it. And I don't know exactly what the business model is, but let me build this little MVP. Let me run some Facebook ads, some Instagram ads, and see if some people will self-serve and just come download it. All of a sudden, like he's the only one working on it, maybe a developer, and he's making a little money and starting to see some kind of real-time feedback and get it right. And then, do it bigger and better, sort of scale it slowly on his own.
Exactly.
I want to go back to your line.
Okay.
You're very passionate about fashion, right? So like you've known for a long time you wanted to do this. Like how did you vet and how did you find a design partner? 12th Tribe.
So I think this is the perfect kind of first step for me to not take that leap of like, I'm going to start a workwear line from zero.
Right. So you got to go find the factories.
I have to find the factories.
And
I have to learn this skill that I have no idea how to do.
Right.
And so I partnered with an existing company that has all these relationships, all the materials, all the manufacturers, like everything is set up. And I went in and was able to be like, yes, no, I like that. I have this sweater that I wear that I can't find anywhere. Can we remake it? And they're like, absolutely, let's do it. I love these colors. Like, so I don't want to take credit for starting this company by any means. That's not what this collab is.
It's a partnership. But
it's a partnership and it's a great like first step to dip your toe in the water. And if this goes really well for me and people are loving it and they want more, like I'm not going to rule out starting my own line down the line.
Right.
That would be an awesome next step.
Right.
So I think for anyone considering a startup or an idea or a passion project, find the first step.
Yeah.
Find the easy thing to check off. Like, okay, I tested the market a little bit.
Yeah, what's your MVP?
Yeah.
What's the shortest way to your little minimum viable product? You may not be the designer, but you are the tastemaker. You are also the marketing engine for it. Like obviously they have their own site, but like a lot of people look to you for fashion advice and they like what you wear. And so this is a natural step that that doesn't go at all outside your brand of Corporate Natalie. Like this fits in very seamlessly. So it's another pillar to a brand and business you're already building.
On the theme of try it, my friends at Stanford Business School are in Startup Garage and are trying to make this like water drops kind of Mio style thing to put in your drinks and make you less like hungover.
Yeah.
And they literally are just testing it. They're chat GPTing like, what should I put in this? And they brought it to a party we all went to. Everyone was drinking it. It was so fun. Like everyone's so supportive. Everyone's willing to try anything once. Like
bad news is we were very hungover.
Yeah. It was horrible. I'm kidding.
It tasted delicious.
It was honestly amazing. We were having so much fun and they were like, okay, great. Like this was our test. I don't know. There are little things you can do to reach that goal.
Yeah. Can you just walk through the process of what this was?
Yes. And there's so much I don't even know on the back end with how much they do. They're flying all over to find the right piece and working with manufacturers. I don't even see that side of it. But the fun stuff that I get to do is fly down to LA, try on a million different pieces and fabrics and colors and see what I like and give kind of my vision. And then we reached like 23 products are in this line. 23. There's blue light glasses. There are belts. There's sweaters, dresses, blazers. Like how can we reach? And I could say like, they were like, let's do 2 blazers. I'm like, honestly, blazers, like not everyone wears them.
Right.
I have like the market read on workwear. And I think that's what I brought to this line, that honestly their bread and butter was like festival and bachelorette kind of like fun clothing. And I was able to bring this market expertise of like, I hear from my followers every day, I don't know what to wear. And I think like I actually got dress coded at my job. Like someone told me this wasn't appropriate. It was such an awkward conversation. How can we make this just like guaranteed appropriate for any workwear setting. And then if you're at an advertising job or something more fun and you want to put a million bracelets up your arms, like our photo shoot, I did a ton of these like bangles and fun necklaces and chunky, and there's so many ways to make it your own. But these are like those staple basic pieces.
That's interesting. So like, I mean, obviously you said they're kind of more on the festival wear type thing. So this is kind of a new foray for them.
Yes. Yeah. It's a risk for both of us, I think. And I think that risk, it's like why they're willing to do it and why I'm willing to do it is it's not this guaranteed shoe in, like we're both trying something new. I have a lot of stake in it. I'm not like, my compensation is based on how well the line does.
Right.
So like I'm just as invested in it
of course,
as they are. And I think that's exciting to be equal partners in that way.
What was your biggest surprise going through this process?
The photo shoot is something like modeling is extremely difficult. So I did like a full day photo shoot with them. I have no idea what to do with my face. Like this is just not my bread and butter at all. And I don't have a vision for that stuff at all. Like I think that I'm a creative.
Oh yeah. There's a whole like art director, like creative director. Like they got a vision of like the whole
There's such a vision for these like photo shoots, and I'm not a model at all, but it made me be like, wow, like what these women and men do in this
just
like
blue steel after blue steel.
Yeah. Just deadpan. I mean,
fish face.
So that was difficult. And I didn't have a vision for that. And then I would see, they shot it all on film. So I couldn't see any of the photos. And I showed you the photos. They're kind of sick. And I was just trusting that it was going well. And the photographer would be like, that was great. I'm like, I'm such a self-deprecating sack of, I'm like, no, it wasn't. Why are you taking photos of me? I'm so damn ugly. It was just exhausting, but that was really difficult and exciting and kind of a new thing I did. Lead times and understand, like there were a lot of pieces we had to just say no to because it became too late in the process. I'm like, well, why can't we just get it? You know?
Just like, I don't know. Hear me out. Do it.
I don't know. Do it. They're like, we literally can't. I'm like, I understand that. I learned all the back end of like assembling PR packages. You know how we get PR packages from teams, like building the card that goes in the thing, writing the notes, like who am I gifting to?
So you figured that out. So how many people are you going to like gift stuff to?
We're gifting to 10 creators, Victoria, like a lot of them are my friends. Yeah. I wanted to do less gifting, and I'm actually going to like buy a bunch of pieces for my friends as kind of my own piece, but
make them rock them. And then people ask them where they got it.
Exactly.
It's a viral loop.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get it, but it's a viral loop.
It's also so funny. It's like, it's not my company again. So my friends are like, oh, well, can you get me that? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll buy it for you.
No. Okay. So here's the thing. And I saw like, do you know who Alex Hormozy is?
Yes.
Very jacked dude. So he's a very smart, a lot of people would probably, are like, oh, he's a little like Gary Vee-ish. He's not. He's
him and his wife do like kind of sales content and they buy businesses and they're millionaires.
Yeah, exactly. He started in like the gym space, obviously super jacked. He sold some supplement companies, some like gym, like how to build and scale gyms. Anyway, I just saw a post by him and I completely agree with this. Is like when your friend is starting something, don't ask for their shit for free. Support them. Like buy it from them.
I know.
And like, and if you're not going to do that and you are going to ask, say like, hey, can I get the friends and family like discount? Then the response should always be like, I will do that, but I need your genuine feedback on the product. Like you should support your friends. When my friends like launch something or do something, like I'm not going to ask the friends and family discount. I'm going to buy it because I want to support them. Yeah. Like those are the people who should spend money on you. Not get the friends and family discount. And maybe later down the line, I was like, hey, I've got some other shit. Like I give stuff that gets given to me all the time to my friends because I don't like
completely.
I don't need, but like support your friends when they start at something.
I agree.
Buy it.
I agree.
And give them feedback as well.
And that goes into not just the free products, but just like supporting your friend and trying something new. I think there's a lot of judgment in the space, whether it's they're making they're making videos on TikTok. All of a sudden your friend starts like putting themselves out there. It's so easy to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like you're so embarrassed, especially for men. Like, oh my God. I'm sure you faced a lot more of that than me, but like you will be biting your tongue when you were the naysayer and they make it. Yeah. Oh yeah. And you're just like, why did I do that? Yeah, you know, exactly. I have so many people on my hit list.
No, exactly. Like, people who are just like doubters and haters and like, why are you doing this? And it's like, well.
Totally. And my friends who have loved me from the start, I'm like, we're going to the Golden Globes.
Exactly.
Bitch,
I'll take you with you. You loyal day one. You know, it's like, go look at. So Post Malone has like some of his oldest songs when he was like a teenager. Like he was so cringe and so shitty. Look at Post Malone now.
Exactly.
Like you don't start being like a world-renowned superstar musical artist.
No.
You don't get to start that way.
You can't.
Like you're going to start really shitty and cringy. And I have a bunch of videos and things that I did back in the day that are just tough to watch.
And ask your friends so you can get involved. If you're like, that's maybe an okay like idea. I'm honestly kind of interested. How do you get involved? help them.
Yeah, exactly. People should be helping people. It's powerful shit.
Tell me about Corp Capital.
Well, it's just an investment group. I started with a buddy from Stanford. Basically, the idea was to give angel investment access to followers, to folks who follow me. And a lot of people think that you can only get equity through working at a company for 4 years. But we're like, well, we've got access to these deals. If people want to put $1,000, $25,000, somewhere in that range, like, join us. You don't even have to invest in every deal. We just bring deals and kind of give people an opportunity to do that. It's not a money maker per se. It could be down the line, but it's more like I do a lot of angel investing as it is. I invest in a lot of different stuff, but I wanted to give access to it to other people who A, want to learn about it, and B, haven't just had access or the ability to do it.
I love that. So Ross has Corp Capital. I have Expand VA. We both have our own individual businesses for Corp Natalie LLC and Good Strange Entertainment, which you did your entire show through also. So production company.
Yep. And we've got Demoted.
And we have Demoted LLC together.
Demoted Productions.
Ross is the first man I've gone into business with. My accountant is a woman. My financial advisor is a woman. It's tough. It's weird. It's uncomfortable. Luckily we have Becca and Annie to keep the estrogen in the room really high.
I'm completely surrounded by women.
Yeah, and always.
It's tough.
Always.
It's tough for me.
If you're starting a business and you want to rip some cold calls, what are good ways?
People say, how do you start a business? How do you sell someone? You start cold calling them.
Yeah.
It's a great way to cold email cold calls.
Here are some bold opening lines for your cold calls. Hi, Jeff. This is Natalie. I promise this won't be as confusing as the message I left on your doorstep last night, but do you have a minute?
Morning, John. You've been selected as the person least likely to hang up today. Prove the data right or not.
Wow, Sean, the way you just said hello was invigorating. Are you a singer?
Hi, Jennifer. It's me. You calling from the future just to let you know that you bought some incredible software from this guy named Corp. Anyway, I got to go. They're looking for me. I'm patching in Corp now. Hello, this is Corp. It was a long one.
How deep into the spiral were you writing it?
I was so stoned.
Because I saw like a beginning, middle, end, climax, resolution.
There's a film in this.
There's a film. There's something
I have to go.
here.
They're looking for me.
Patching Corp in now. You switch characters. Hello.
Hello, this is Corp.
Ryan, I'm calling to personally thank you for accepting my LinkedIn connection. When should I come over for dinner?
Hi, I'm calling from the Department of Awkward Calls. This is your annual inspection.
Hey, Mike, it's me from the text calls and cryptic scrolls I hid in your garden. Do you have a second?
Ethan, it's bad, dude. It's so bad. There's so much blood. I'm kidding, dude. How are you this morning?
Bro, calm down.
Dude, relax. I was kidding.
Caroline, hi. I'm so glad you answered. I'm having a bit of a revenue emergency and you're the only one who can save us.
Click.
Hangs up.
Click. Yeah, click. Click. Hey, Craig, it's me. What do you mean? Who? Craig, stop messing with me. Craig. Okay, Craig, you know what? You're really starting to piss me off.
That's great. I was like, again, waiting for the movie to keep going.
Yeah, well, you know
you're still.
I could feel Craig. Craig was talking. He was pissed, but he was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's a gaslighting thing is what I was doing.
I like that. I like that gaslighting bit.
You got to make Craig think he should know you and get really offended when he doesn't.
One of my favorite videos that I saw this Christmas season was like giving your parents a random card with a face with $50 in it and just being like, Merry Christmas from the Jacksons.
Yeah.
And they gave us money. Natalie, who is this? Who are these people?
Yeah.
And these boomer parents are going nuts. Like, we have to thank them. They gave us $50.
Right. How do we reach them? We don't know.
How do we reach them? It's just a stock image.
My dad, for my little cousin Max growing up, my dad would gaslight him that there was a Jim Pomerantz in our family who was killed overseas because he was like a CIA informant.
Oh.
And so every year at like Christmas, we would do a toast to Jim Pomerantz and his service to our country.
Didn't exist.
Never existed.
I love that your dad's got that jokester in him.
My cousin Max would just be like, now he's like 25. So he always bring up, be like, so what are we doing for Jim this year? But for the longest time, my dad had this stupid running joke about this. Like, it was slightly changed. It was like clearly just James Bond.
Yeah.
But Jim Pomerantz.
What's your
older brother?
Is your dad the funny one?
Yeah, I mean he's the goofball.
Yeah.
He's the one who, like, every year our family comes over and he makes everyone vote for who's the funniest in the family, but has thrown 30 votes for himself in there already.
Stop it. Such dad jokes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And this one is
Yeah. We also play this game that's very fun. He picks a famous person.
You've told this.
Yeah. Stick it on the back. Sticks it on people's back and everyone has to guess.
Oh, on your back. Yeah. I was picturing here. Got it.
Stick it on the back. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I was Shabuzi this year.
Stop it.
I was Shabuzi.
Shabuzi.
I'm like, Dad, how do you know
call
Shabuzi?
me up another. Of course,
do you know
Dad knows
Shabuzi?
Every dad knows Shabuzi.
And like nobody else in the house knew who Shabuzi was. They're like,
Your back says Shabuzi.
yeah.
Got it.
Before we move on, a word from our sponsors.
You brought up my recent profile photo change.
I did.
On
I
LinkedIn,
did. I was wondering what that was about. And then I looked into it.
and it was Notion AI.
It was Notion AI.
Right. They just launched their new Notion AI campaign, one of which involved changing your profile photo on any messaging platform you use, LinkedIn, whatever, to one of their animated characters, which was awesome. I had a lot of fun creating that.
Those were awesome. And it did low key look like you.
Didn't it? With the glasses?
I thought you went through like a full rebrand.
Totally.
And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
That's Nat. Like I don't require a real photo of her. I see her through and through.
Right. I was like, there's not enough makeup in this Bitmoji.
Totally.
So
I was looking for some lash extensions, actually. They didn't have that option. What is Notion?
Notion combines your notes, docs, and projects into one space that is simple and beautifully designed.
The fully integrated Notion AI helps you work faster, write better, and think bigger, doing tasks that normally take you hours in just seconds. One thing I like, efficiency.
We love efficiency. God, we love efficiency.
I wish we could sit in these beanbags for less time.
Me too. I'm naming my firstborn Efficiency Pomerantz.
Yeah. I'm excited
And
to
I'm
meet
probably
him.
just going to call him Fish because that's more efficient than naming him Efficiency. So Fish Pomerantz, I'll
Fish
see you one day.
Pomerantz, I'm excited to meet you.
Fishy P. Notion is used by over half of Fortune 500 companies, and teams that use Notion send less email, cancel more meetings, save time searching for their work, and reduce spending on tools, which helps keep everyone on the same page.
Try Notion for free when you go to notion.com/demoted. That's all lowercase letters, notion.com/demoted to try the powerful, easy to use Notion AI today.
And when you use our link, you're supporting our show. So notion.com/demoted.
Promo demo? How does that sound, Shabuzi?
That sounds absolutely, pour me a double shot of promo demo.
Let's get
Let's do
into it.
Yeah.
IPOing.
Oh, promoted.
Gonna have to promote.
Would love to be a part of one of those one day.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, instead of buying the stock right when it IPOs and then it just drops 30%.
Plummets.
Yeah. All right, promoted, demoted. Startup incubators.
You know, I grew up in kind of the plug and play. A lot of my friends worked at Plug and Play. There's obviously like YCOM. Like there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I was going to say YCOM.
You gotta be at a good one. There's a lot of frauds out there who are trying to get young talent and quite literally incubate them.
Right, and get a little of that sweet, sweet equity.
And they'll write you up the most horrible deal. They're like, we gave you this sick office with jelly beans and bean bags.
You're right. You should have 30%.
You should, right?
The least you could do.
So I don't know if I think I think they were trendy like 5 years ago.
They've lost their luster for sure.
Yeah.
They can be good, but
maybe like longer, like 10 years ago, it was really cool to be like at Plug and Play, like in the zeitgeist of it all.
YC alum.
Oh, you're a YC alum?
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. But people put that on their LinkedIn.
Put that badge on your LinkedIn.
Yeah, put that badge, YC alum.
Promoter demoted, improvised weight training, parentheses, use household items.
I do that with suitcases. I like to bicep curl suitcases. I do, but when I'm traveling, like if it's there, I pick it up and I'm like, wait, maybe just like 3 more.
Wait, it's only 50.
But
God.
yeah, they'll be like, you think this is over the 50 limit? I'm like, let me just check.
No,
if I get 10, it's under.
Are we going to do a team workout in DC?
Probably. I'm going to promote it.
I'm going to promote it. I mean, I was for sure the girl doing like the wine bottle remote Pilates exercise during COVID.
What's that?
These workout instructors obviously couldn't go to their gyms during COVID and would host like Zoom workout classes. I'm sure Becca did a few.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, just grab wine bottles, grab anything you have. So I'd be like pumping wine bottles.
Oh, that's okay. That's
in my tiny San Francisco apartment.
You just like drink? Is this just like a drinking?
Well, then I drink it after and just
yeah.
eat back all the calories I burn. But yes.
Got it. Okay. Promoted, demoted, pulling up to the wrong side of the gas pump. I didn't see your Audi in the driveway today. Is it okay?
It's getting serviced.
It's getting serviced. That's good.
I bought an Audi.
Is that since the bus destroyed it, or is that
the
since
bus
you
destroyed
the bus?
it? No, so the bus destroyed it, and it's never been the same.
It's never been the same. Yeah.
That was promoter demoted buying a brand new car. For me, demoted.
Okay.
I don't know why I did that. I was like,
the key is never to take it out of the garage like me.
You don't use your car.
Yeah.
So you're picking me up today. I'm like, when am I going to see the Range Rover? I'm so excited. Never.
I know. I have to get it. I have to get the commercial plates on it so I can park it in front here.
I like using my car to such a maximum degree that it actually now it's a piece of shit. I've had it for 6,000 miles and it doesn't work.
Which is crazy because 6,000 is nothing.
Nothing.
It's absolutely nothing.
It's completely unsellable. I don't love it. I was totally upsold. If anyone's a salesperson, call me. You can totally upsell me.
Yeah.
The lady Cassandra, who's just the badass Audi dealer woman, she's got 18 plaques on her desk. She's sold hundreds of cars.
Was this Audi Marin or
just
Audi
this
San Francisco?
month. San Jose,
Oh,
Stevens
San
Creek
Jose.
Boulevard. And I go,
Aubrey at Audi and Marin got me.
oh,
Aubrey.
I mean,
He was so chill.
Cassandra told me I needed the Sport
Right.
with the muffler. You've heard my car. You can hear it from down the street.
Yeah.
Little old Natalie, with nowhere to go but down the street to Ross's house for bratwurst with him and Becca, is driving around with this muffler. It is not me. I bought a car. It's
They're like that chick shreds.
It's like when you have a kid and it's like, they're weird. You're just like, this isn't me. What do I do? And now I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life. That's how I feel about my Audi because I can't sell it.
There's nothing you can do. And now it's getting serviced.
It's a weird car. Okay. Anyway, total first world problems, but.
So wrong side of the gas pump, promoted, demoted.
I'm going to have to demote that.
Yeah, I'm going to demote it too. You should know which side, unless, you're an EV vehicle like mine. Sometimes I get confused which side's on which one's on which. But the little arrow, the little like gas pump button, and there's a little arrow on it.
Yeah.
That's telling you which side your gas cap's on.
Ross, of course it is.
No, a lot of people don't know that.
Are you sharing that as if it's a new fact?
It is a new fact. A lot of people don't know that there's an arrow on your little button that is telling you which side of your car is the gas cap.
If people don't know that, we're making that a social clip, because if you don't know that.
You're welcome, world. You're fucking welcome.
I just saved some lives.
You're welcome. Never put up the wrong side of the gas pump again. Okay.
I can't wait for the response. Instagram's going to be like, of course I knew that. TikTok is going to be like, what?
Wait. I was today years old
I
when?
was today years old. Okay,
You're welcome, bro.
last one. Promoted or demoted? Finding a typo on your business card.
Ooh.
That would suck so bad.
I haven't done that, but I'm going to demote that because that sounds awful. I'm still going to give them out.
I asked for a business card yesterday. I was getting interviewed at the donation drive I was doing, and I was like, can I get your business card?
You said, can I get your business card?
Yeah. The guy was like 60. I knew he had a business card.
Yeah. He pulled one out, had a little coffee stain on it, creased a little.
No, it was in his wallet. He's digging. He has 18 other business cards. Yeah. His name was Cornell, and he works for ABC News.
Good.
Great.
Good. I can't wait to see your little drive on ABC News.
I was on all news channels last night. You don't watch local news? That's weird.
I try not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's depressing these days.
I was on KQED.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
NBC Bay Area.
Look out, Dunkin' Donuts.
Look out.
If you don't run an ad on KQED.
KQED Bay Area.
Yeah.
They were hitting my line.
Yeah, I believe
Okay,
that.
let's do a couple Dear Demoteds and maybe get the people out of here.
Yeah.
Dear Demoted, hey guys, I recently left an inbound sales role that I was at for 3 years. I was a top performer there and I'm struggling to adjust in my new role. I now work for the Big O in a hunter position, and boy, am I struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. What is that?
He works at Oracle and he's in a purely outbound position. So sales don't come in. He has to go prospect for all of his deals.
So Big O isn't orgasm.
No. In fact, it's quite the opposite.
Oracle.
Yes. Yeah.
Me know these terms.
Yeah, well, Big O, yeah.
They say it takes 6 months to a year to land your first deal, but I'm 5 months in and I'm starting to doubt everything. On top of that, my manager is new to the managerial space and has not been very helpful. Do you have any advice in regards to hunter account executives? And if you hit a low, I feel like I'm a glorified SDR at this point and miss actually selling.
Yeah, I mean, 6 months to a year. I don't know what product line you're in. I don't know if you're selling database, or you're selling hardware, or you're selling cloud, or what it is you're selling. I would say it takes a year to 18 months to get that first deal in, especially as a new hunter. That's the thing about Oracle. It's going to take a while to get the business going. Once you get the business going, it happens. And it starts happening more often. But a lot of times at Oracle, you go 3 full quarters without closing a single goddamn thing. And then Q4 comes around and you close $15 million. But that is life as an enterprise hunter. That is how it goes.
Can I just, from an outsider, the word hunter is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, why are we in Hunger Games? It's my first year as a hunter.
Yeah. You got to go out there and you only get to eat what you kill.
Literally.
And we out here starving.
You are starving.
Yes, that's how it goes. It ain't for the faint of heart. I'll say that. But I
am not a hunter.
That's
I'm more of a gatherer.
You're an account manager.
Yeah.
More of a farmer.
I'm probably a sales manager.
Yeah.
I can barely hit a quota.
Yeah,
I'm a people person.
Yeah. You're out there motivating the people.
Let's be real. I'm a marketer.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to say it. But you know what you are.
Do you think I could be a closer? Like, if I didn't have Corp or Natalie, would I be in sales?
I think you would be. I think you'd be just fine. You would have to make videos like me to cope with the misery.
Yeah.
Which you already do. So you're good to go.
Great.
I think you'd be good. You wouldn't be happy. I mean, who's happy doing that? Very few people are happy doing it.
If anyone's happy, comment below.
Yeah. Send us an email, contact@demotedpodcast.com. Yeah. I would say you got to leverage other folks. You probably have a field rep out there. I'm guessing, since you're probably not in a field role. Sounds like you're in OD most likely. And I'm using Oracle terms here, but hit up your field rep, start greasing those wheels, whatever it takes. You know what I'm talking about. Bribes, among other things.
Tennis bracelets.
See if you can get some of those deals in there. And I don't know what your revenue threshold is that make them your deals, but that's where I would go. And you're going to be all right. A lot of people go full years at Oracle without closing something. Is it painful? Yes, but you will survive. Stick it out. You'll be fine. And you know what? Worst comes to worst, you transfer to a new patch or something, and it's fine. You're not the first person to deal with this at Oracle. I love you.
Patch.
Sales are dope. Never ever stop selling. Sadness, baby.
Thank you for that, Ross.
Yeah. This one says, I've been working a stretch assignment at work for the past month, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I would love to move into that role full time, but for now, I'm giving 50% of my time to that team. SOS, the team is based out of Utah and are traveling to come meet me. What tips do you have to wow them with corporate Rizz? Thanks, fellow Motorhead. It was a tough read.
Did you see I pulled my bow out?
You were going to shoot me if I failed again. Did you hear the words I was saying?
Holding this at your heart.
I know.
I was actually holding the bow.
Honestly, I felt the pressure.
Did you feel the bow?
I was like, I'm just going to read every word as I see it.
I'll flub 100 times. Ross, so sweet. Ross messes up once. I'm this.
Yeah, I honestly wanted to shoot me too, but also when you read the word work and working in the same first 5 words, it was tough. Okay.
Tips for corporate Rizz. 1, make sure your profile picture that they're seeing of you remotely looks a little bit like you.
Yeah.
If you show up and you look like a gargoyle and you look nothing like your photo, that is called catfishing and people won't trust you.
Yeah.
Okay. So change the photo to the real you and just give that a try. And the real me, by the way, the real me wears so much makeup. I love makeup, Ross. Shut your mouth.
Yep.
I love makeup. I love looking pretty. I love the act of putting makeup on. I love glam. And I think I look my prettiest with makeup on. That's me. That's me.
I want to play tic-tac-toe on her face one day.
Okay. You will never see me with I'm kidding. You've totally seen me with
I know, makeup. Of course I have. We live together. We literally live together. I've seen everything. Not everything, but everything.
My followers see me without makeup too. Like it's not like I don't, but I think I look my best that way. So do what you need to do to feel your best. Do to feel your best.
Yeah. Agreed. And I think there is probably, if you're shy, there's an element of fake it till you make it, right? Like, and this is going to sound, at risk of sounding like an old boomer, like smiling is a great thing.
So true.
Across the board, like male, female, smiling, good firm handshake, like welcome everyone, just kind of being open, having the open body language, like looking happy, feeling happy, like transmits to other people. It's contagious. People feel that energy.
What do you think? And so you should try that too.
I'm doing a bad job right now.
What do you think about a handshake versus a hug when you're meeting your remote team for the first time?
I mean, I'm like low-key a hug guy.
I'm a big hug girl, but I once had a man say, no, I'm more of a shake kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, but you play off that. I was like, all right, good enough for me. Great to meet you.
Then why do I feel in that moment like a big slut?
I'm going to get out here and kill myself. I'm kidding, John. Good to meet you.
Why did it feel like he thought me hugging him was that I'm trying to make him cheat on his wife with me?
Yeah, well, I was going to say there's some nuance there. Like if they're peers, like I might go for the hug thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But if it's like superiors and boss.
He was my boss and I went for a hug.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, if you've been on calls with them and you've met them enough times, like you can read the room of whether or not they're going to be like.
Apparently I can't. And I feel like I have great interpersonal skills. COVID made things weird though. That was during COVID.
No one's perfect.
Which made things weird.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
So decide before if you're going to give a hug.
Yeah, and if you need to be performative, be performative. I think about it when same thing going on stage. I'm like looking like a sad little bastard in the back in the green room. And then I go on stage and I'm like, all right, dude, turn it on. Boom. And it takes a lot of energy. Like I am an introvert, but I know I need to turn it on. And you know, each time like you do these with these people or turn it on for these people, it requires less and less energy. And then you slowly become truly yourself, unless that already is yourself and then you're already yourself. But like, I do think there's an element of looking happy, feeling it, manifesting that kind of vibe. You're a vibe manifestation.
And to clarify, you don't have to be funny. You don't have to tell jokes. You just have to be happy and excited and like high energy.
Ask questions about them. Like just be curious about who they are. And they're going to be like, whoa, this person's cool.
Love it.
All right. With that, let's do a review. This is nice and short. This is from Brindia. It says 5 stars. Great podcast, humor, banter, and some actual advice.
These reviews are getting shorter and shorter.
You know what? Short and sweet. We'll take it. We thank you for that, Brindia.
Please leave a review, much like Brindia. Follow in her footsteps.
I kind of feel like this is some actual advice. It's like some actual advice. Like low-key surprised.
Like
low-key surprised.
All right. With that, let's get into these shout outs sponsored by Salesblazer from Salesforce.
Join the Salesblazer community by going to sforce.co/demoted.
Hey, Demoted, quick shout out to my friend and colleague, Dan. Thank you for showing me around Soma and FiDi when I started my new job in SF. He knows all the best spots and the best podcasts since he was the one who showed me Demoted. From Reggie.
Nice, Reg. Nice, Dan. Okay.
I'm picturing Reggie and Dan like holding hands, skipping down FiDi streets. Yeah. Just like we walked into...
It's dark these days. Yeah. It's dark these days. I don't know if you're skipping.
He showed me the Starbucks on the corner.
Sick.
He showed me the Susie cakes.
The Sweet Green.
The Mendocino Farms.
Yep. All right. Shout out to Kendra L for being my work bestie. Lunch break with you is the best part of the workday. I would have quit by now if not for you. From Shananan. That's how it's spelled. It's Shan-anon. I'm guessing it's Shannon.
Maybe they want to be anon.
Shan-anon.
Yeah. Howdy, Corp and Corporate Natalie. I'd like to send a message to the shout out section of the show to my sister, Maggie. I'm so proud of you starting your new consulting job this last year and excited to see where you go from here. Love you, Magpie. Your coolest sister, Steph.
Love that. Congrats.
Congrats, Magpie.
Congrats, Magpie. As always, send us your corporate confessions, your dear Demoteds. Any comments, questions, concerns to contact@demotedpodcast.com.
I also just have something to say about the shout out section. If you want to say something kind of like crazy and salacious about your coworker, like
please.
It's only first names, and that would be hilarious to be like, bro, look at minute 45 of this Demoted episode. And we say some crazy exposing stuff, but no one will know. So get a little more crazy in the shout out section if you want, if you so choose.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy, John. I love getting changed in the locker room with you after our workouts at lunchtime. Like, homie, you're looking big. Steven.
Something like that from Steven. Okay.
Steven.
Love that.
You know, just an example.
Let us know how you're liking the guests. I know Simone episode has been live. We're having some upcoming guests. If you have suggestions on who to bring on, please email us. IPO that like button.
Yep. Raise some funding on that subscribe button as well. Find some product market fit. Maybe touch the like button. Maybe tell your friends to hit that like button as well. See if they like it, because if they do, you can start a company around that like and subscribe button.
Identify a problem around the like button.
And then smash it.
As you do once you problem identify.
With that, everyone, we will see you next week on
Demoted.
Demoted.